Welcome to The Explainer. Is AI coming for creative jobs? It feels like we're constantly being told that it's a threat, right? A soulless machine that's on its way to replace human artists. But what if that's completely the wrong way to think about it? Today, we're going to explore whether the real threat isn't AI at all, but what we've already been forced to become without it.
This quote, it just captures a feeling we all know. That sense of pure awe when you experience real art. It's that human connection across centuries, something that feels totally impossible for a machine to ever replicate. This is our romantic ideal of art. It's not just about how good it looks, it's about a shared soul. And that's the incredibly high bar we're setting for AI.
And that feeling, it leads us straight to this very popular, very romantic idea. The myth of the artist as this lone genius, just pulling masterpieces out of thin air, fueled by nothing but pain and pure inspiration. But, has that really been the whole story of creativity?
Well, for the longest time, we didn't even think creativity came from us at all. The ancient Greeks, they believed it was literally a divine gift from the muses. Then you get the Romantics, and they turn the camera inward, defining it as this deeply personal, emotional overflow. So what have we inherited today? It's this modern ideal that real, authentic art has to come from struggle.
And this has created a really powerful, almost subconscious bias in us. We celebrate Van Gogh because he suffered for his art. Meanwhile, an artist like Bouguereau, who was technically incredible and super successful in his time, is often kind of dismissed as lacking that depth. This shows how our whole definition of value in art is always swinging back and forth between technical skill and what we feel is emotional authenticity. And that is the key battleground for AI.
Okay, so let's dive into that. Because that romantic picture of the struggling artist, it is a million miles away from the reality of being a creator in today's digital world.
So, is the modern creator really wrestling with some divine inspiration or their own inner turmoil? Not exactly. For so many creators today, the main struggle isn't artistic at all. It's algorithmic. They're in a constant fight to figure out what a machine wants them to make.
This flowchart here basically maps out the modern creator's hamster wheel. They come up with these folk theories about how the algorithm works. And that perception, it completely shapes their behavior. Do they play along and work with it, or do they try to rebel and work against it? Either way, the algorithm is calling the shots before they even start creating.
I want to grow as an artist, but the algorithm does not seem to respect me in that sense. Wow. This just says it all, doesn't it? It captures that immense frustration. Creators feel like they're being forced to choose between their own vision and what the platform is actually going to reward. And the result? You've seen it. A digital world that's just flooded with repetitive and, let's be honest, boring content. Creators learn really fast that the system pays them for conforming and chasing trends, not necessarily for being original or, having an artistic backbone. So, wait a minute. If human creators are already being pushed to think like machines just to please an algorithm, what if we've been looking at AI's role in all of this completely wrong? So, let's just try to reframe this whole debate. Instead of seeing AI as some rival artist trying to steal your job, what if you thought of it as your new, unbelievably powerful production team?
Think about it. An executive producer like Simon Cowell, he has a vision. He doesn't play every instrument or write every song. No, he directs a whole team of experts to execute his vision. Well, that's the new paradigm. You are the executive producer. You're the director. AI is your massive, tireless production team that's ready to bring your unique vision to life. You're in the driver's seat.
And just look at what your new production team can do for you. It can handle all the grunt work, spitting out dozens of concepts in minutes to shatter your creative block. It can save you just countless hours on tedious tasks. And maybe most importantly, it gives more people than ever the actual power to create, no matter their technical skill level. So this new model, right? The human as the visionary and the AI as the production team, it forces us to ask a really big fundamental question. What does authentic creativity even mean anymore?
So let's really think about this for a second. In this new world we're entering, which of these two creators is actually more authentic?
On one side, you've got the human trend chaser, someone who completely abandons their own vision just to churn out whatever content they think the algorithm wants. And on the other, you had the AI-assisted visionary, a human with a passionate message who now, finally, has the tool to bring that vision to the world. So I have to ask you, which one is the sellout and which one is the true artist?
And make no mistake, using this new team effectively is a real skill. It is not a magic button you just push. This data shows that a whopping 70% of agencies need help just integrating AI. It requires direction, it requires vision, and honestly, it often requires a whole lot of micromanaging, just like directing a real human team.
Now, of course, this new world is not without its massive challenges. We are in the Wild West right now, and believe me, the rules are still being written as we speak. The legal and ethical hurdles are just enormous, and they're being fought over right now. Who owns this AI-generated work? How do we stop these buyout contracts from completely stripping creators of their future earnings? And maybe the biggest question of all, how do we solve the massive issue of AI models being trained on artists' work without their consent?
And you better believe the stakes are already incredibly high. This AI-assisted portrait sold for almost $500,000 at auction, and that was way back in 2018. These are not just some academic debates, they have urgent, real-world financial consequences. But here is the paradox in all of this. As AI gets better and better at the technical stuff, the skills that become truly priceless are the ones that are uniquely human. It brings us right back to that idea of authentic empathy. It is a fundamental skill that AI might be able to imitate, but like the quote says, it cannot authentically replicate it. So in the end, maybe we've been asking the wrong question this whole time. It's not about whether a machine can be an artist. It's about us. As AI puts us in the director's chair of our own projects, the real test isn't about the tool in our hands. It's about the vision we have, the stories we want to tell, and ultimately what kind of artists we will choose to be.